Hey everybody, just wanted to check in real quick. Probably the second to last time I'll probably be checking in for the rest of the year. Um, First and foremost, before I do anything, just want to shoot a huge congratulations to Jason Brandon for making the semifinals. It's a bit unfortunate that he's going to have to play Paul Lim at the Lakeside World Championships to get to the final. But the cool thing is that means that we're either going to have Jason or Paul in the finals. So that's actually why I'm a bit late on this. Well, actually, I'm late on this for two reasons. One is because we were all busy watching Paul and Jason kick some ass yesterday. So, one, y'all weren't going to be watching this, and two, I was busy watching that myself. And the second thing is, I decided to kind of split this up into two things, which is why this is the second to last time you'll probably hear from me, at least as far as darts are concerned, for the rest of the year. Why? Because I know that some people had asked me about the EDC stuff, and like even Sean Green mentioned talking to me about some of the strategy that goes into playing with handicaps, and I figured I'll do a second part of this video that I'll put out as soon as I can. Where I just basically watch through my matches and kind of commentate a little bit over, what the mindset is. Not watching it. We'll watch it at 1.5, 2 times speed. We don't need to sit there for every second of it, but just to kind of put you in, my mindset as far as like how I approach those and what the strategy is and all that kind of stuff. So, um, also, before I jump into kind of the EDC stuff, because I will kind of give my overall opinion on it uh, in this video, whereas the second video will be more about the strategy and stuff that I had to employ and in my singles win. But I'm also going to have some posts coming out and over the next couple days. One is going to be basically just like sponsorship stuff. So if anybody is interested, and if not, that's perfectly fine too. But I'm looking for potential non-darting sponsorships for 2025, perhaps beyond. So I'm not really looking for anything to do with like barrels and jerseys and suppliers and stuff. But if there's just any individual out there or company that might be interested in working with me in some capacity, I'm going to be looking and interested in that. Obviously, I do this for a living now, so maybe we can work something out. Um, the other thing is I'm also going to put out a post about the tournaments that are going to be coming up throughout the year. I did this a couple times. The one that came to mind was the one that I did with Donnie Lassie down at Shoot for the Moon, where on Sunday evening I kind of hung out at the bar and mingled with the locals. And I know I've talked to like Chip Dick about doing something in Nashville, but if there's also any interest, when we're heading into a music city, a witch city, a sea coast where we want to set up some kind of exhibitions or more personal, or sorry, my personal preference might be less exhibition type stuff and more maybe coaching sessions. So maybe you have locals that are interested and maybe a half cost, half off kind of thing, do a group session and work with I got to be there anyway. So if anybody is interested in potentially working with me on setting up some sessions like that, either like at the tournament, finding time for that, or even like the Thursday night before, the Sunday night, on the conclusion of everything, would love to talk to you guys about that. But otherwise, the only other thing that I had to talk about was the EDC stuff. I want to say first and foremost, I've met a good number of those people now, and they're all amazing people. You can tell that they actually really care about what they're doing. They've already reached out to get opinions on what they can improve on, and that's good. They're not just saying, well, it's our way or the highway, you know what you're signing up for. They want to give the best product that they possibly can. So anything I say, whether it's positive, negative, or whatever, is not a knock on them. And it's not even me saying like, oh, this sucks, don't go play. It's more like, I didn't enjoy this part. And, maybe we can improve on that because the EDC does have their place in the darting world. Um, Everything else is already pretty much, heads up, no handicap, no nothing. So it's perfectly fine to have an option where someone can play me at a lower level and still feel like they have a chance to compete. Um, my biggest issue with the EDC, uh, not just with the EDC World Championships, but even like the nightly opens, is it is tough, one, to get consistent signups for the opens. In fact, if there wasn't a handicap, I guarantee we would almost not get any signups at all. Maybe like me and Kevin Luke, playing each other every single night. But so it's already tough to kind of fill those, and so I don't want to sign up and then drive the 20 minutes to the bar, which is great that I actually have boards 20 minutes from me now versus having to drive to like Myrtle Beach or something like that. But I still don't want to like go sit at the bar and hope that the things fill up. So that's kind of a negative for me. But then even when they do fill up, the level of handicap is ridiculous. If I'm bluntly honest, like, look, I've only ever lost one event I've ever signed up for. So this isn't like I'm getting my ass beat and I'm just complaining. Like, I'm winning, but it's not fun. It hasn't been fun for me. It might be fun for like the 99% of other players, but for me and some of the other higher level players, it's not fun. It might look fun to have to throw, or not have to throw, but if you watch just 7-7-7 over and over and over and over again for an entire night, I bet it looks fun. But it's not, because I'm just sitting there thinking, if I literally don't throw perfect, I'm going to lose. In fact, when I play those folks that have like X's all the way down or close to it, I have never beaten them if they just play proper strategy, or at least play smart. I've only really won if they either just play poorly, or, and I say play really poorly because they already have X's on everything, but it's typically not that. It's more they just don't play proper strategy. They got an X on everything and they just pound the 20s, and that allows me to have other toys to play with, But I know Jax, he played amazing. I wanted to try to play with him at EDC, young kid, really good shot, but our levels put us over the caps. But I think he'll tell you I had to shoot like a 8.33 just to beat him. I think I started the leg with 4 straight 9 marks, and I didn't blow him out. He played really well. So if you add that plus, the handicap I was giving him, I literally had to basically shoot perfect games to win these matches. There's times where, actually at the EDC event, we started, I think it was the triples match. They started at 501 and we started at 951, if I'm not mistaken. We did win that match. I mean, the handicap is there for a reason, but still, if I slip up even a little bit, I'm screwed. They can still afford to slip up, and it doesn't hurt them as much. I don't mind a handicap, but I want to feel like I can also be competitive without, miss. Perfect example. One of the events I played in, not at the EDC Remote World Championships, but instead at the local bar. Player I was playing, X's all the way down. He starts the leg. He hits a white horse. Trip 20, trip 9, trip 8. So I'm down 3 numbers. He's got an X on the other 4 numbers. He has 114 points, and I haven't even thrown a dart yet. I don't even have a mark on the board. I could literally hit a 9 mark on the 17s, and I'm still down, 12 points. So, and he can just go single, 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 and I'm screwed. Because now I'm down 5 numbers, and he already has an X on the bull. So even if I go smack a 6 bull, okay, 75 minus the 12-point deficit, so I'm up 63 points, but he has 5 numbers on me and just needs the 1 bull. He smacks the bull. Even if he free spins, he just has to hit 4. Unless I go, actually no, because I'd have to close the 20, 19, 18. So it wouldn't matter. He just has to hit 4 16s, and I'm out. I could literally throw perfect. I could go 9, 6 bull, 9, and I would still need a 6 mark to close him out. And it just doesn't. I only hit by the way, in that leg, I only hit a 5 mark on the 17s, and he just single, single, single. So it's not about being. It's not a complaint about being pushed. I love being pushed. It's fun, but you don't want to feel like you're being, for lack of better phrasing, priced out. I know it's not. You get what I mean. I think it just doesn't feel fun. If they play well, Like it's significantly easier to bump a 3 up to a 5 than it is for me to bump like a 6 up to a 7 or a 6 up to an 8. It's one extra triple for the other guy or just playing solid. You know, for me, I gotta pound nines and sevens over and over and over again. I have 1 5 mark round. I am screwed. And the handicaps I don't think should be set up to where you are that literally I have to play perfect darts. I don't feel competitive in that. Now, yeah, sometimes I go God mode and I don't miss, which is great, but I'm not happy after the win. I'm not like, oh yeah, it's just like I'm. Like I said, I'll talk through some of the matches that I had to play. I mean, you could just see it not just on my face, but you know, Maloney and Ram and Baggish. It wasn't like frustration, like we're getting our asses beat and we're under pressure. It's just like we didn't feel like we had a chance anyway. And so even when we win, it's just like the one day I'm not going to cover these matches because they weren't on stream, but I think it was Billy and Hammock. I think it was. I lost to one of them in the winner's side, and then I lost to the other one on the loser side. I think on the I don't remember which day it was, but I mean I literally had zero chance. I was giving. I think Billy had a mark on everything. Then he had X's on 2019's 18s, and I mean, he shot like near 5 on me, and I literally had no shot. I had zero interest in even playing after that. Like, I can't do anything with that. Like I said, the other example, I could throw perfect darts and still not win. So, I don't know. It kind of sucks. So we're gonna talk to the EDC folks and see how we can adjust it to where it's still competitive for both players, but it's not just handing wins to the other player. It's kind of like bullshooter, the loser starts kind of thing. People say that it's to increase coin drop and stuff, and it's possible, that I know that I'm not saying that that's what the handicap is for, but it certainly does that. And I'll talk about it again in my next video, but it's like, if I'm playing a best of 3, which was incredibly difficult for me to invest my time and money to go. The only reason I went down there is because I thought maybe there's going to be just few enough on-site players I can make money from the bonus pot, which fortunately I did because otherwise I would have been screwed. But this severe of a handicap on top of the expense, on top of the fact that it's only 2 out of 3, like I already knew. If I didn't win the 0-1 in the cricket, like if we had to go to a third leg, I was literally never going to start the second game, or sorry, the third game, like the deciding leg. Because if I won the diddle, I was going to choose to play cricket, let them go first. And I mean, I guess if they won, most people are going to say, I want to go first. Now, if they were smart, they probably would just say, I'm going to go second and I'm going to choose 0-1 because 0-1 is, I mean, nearly impossible to win when you're going second, especially when I'm giving them handicaps at the level that I am. And some of these guys can play well. They can afford to miss, whereas me, I can't. So don't use that against me in the future, please. But again, we'll talk through some of that strategy then. For the first time in my life, I think it was the Friday night, things were running really far behind. You had multiple people playing multiple events at the same time. The one criticism, strong criticism, or I don't know if it's a criticism I'll give, but to kind of jump ahead a little bit, they corrected this, and the rest of the weekend actually ran pretty smoothly. They did automatic board assignments. So, but on the day that they weren't doing automatic board assignments, I mean, they're telling people online that, hey, we're just waiting for boards to open up so that we can get these matches started. But like 90% of the boards were not being used. So I don't really know what that was about. But that caused things to drag out. So I had to wait quite a while. I think it was 1:30, 1:40 in the morning when I played Baggish in the king seat of one of the singles. And I had some or I don't know if I had match darts, but I had, leg winning darts. I missed them. He beat me. I wasn't really at my best. I was tired. I had to get up at like 3:30 in the morning just to make my flight to get there in time. And so at this point, I'd pretty much been up 24 hours, and I was tired. I was out of energy. I just particularly didn't care. But I also knew that they were still playing other events where some players were still doing that and playing the singles. And I knew I was going to have to wait for 3 or 4 matches to play my third place seat. And as much as I did not want to do this because first place was $900, I just forfeited my spot. I took my $150 and I didn't want to be there till 4 in the morning. And ironically, that's when Baggage said that's roughly when they finished. So first time I've ever forfeited out. So that was a bit unfortunate because I do this for a living. I don't want to just give away money. Especially because Maloney didn't make it to the third place match, so I don't remember who did, but I would have liked my chances in that situation. So I didn't want to waste my time being there till 4 in the morning, where I'm potentially playing Maloney in a third place match. Where if I'm not fully engaged and he plays well, then I just wasted my time. So I just I forfeited, and fortunately, like I said, they listened to the criticism and they fixed it. Everything ran much better the next 2 days. Um, but the other thing too is that, and I get it. There's arguments. I've seen this argument made all the time. Of sometimes the payouts are top heavy as far as the higher divisions get more money than the lower divisions. In this particular case, the lower divisions got that. So when Jimmy Jones and I, who played awesome, at least as far as I remember. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. We won, so he must have played at least halfway decent. Actually, no, that's not true. He hit some big darts along the way. He played really great, and he's going to be a force the more and more he gets out and plays and gets more experience. He actually won the one of the cap doubles with Jax, who I mentioned earlier. But so Jimmy and I won the doubles for $400, but then we also won the on-site bonus, which was $400 for finishing first. So we got $800 for first, but the lower cap teams got $2,000 for first, which that's awesome for them. That's not even a complaint, but that is not a good way to get me to come to the tournaments, the higher level players, when I'm given the handicaps I am. It's a 2 out of 3. Obviously, there's the travel costs involved, and then the payouts make it very not worth it. So like Stupid Juice, I'm not at Stupid Juice, even though I had a couple people ask me. One, because it just didn't make sense. Like the cost to get up there and the payouts for like first and second is $300-400 if I saw that right. And so I got to win multiple events to make it worth my time. I got to factor in flights. I got to factor in hotels, entry fees, maybe Ubers, food. So this is an event that I'm not going to say no to next year necessarily, but depending on the level of changes and things, we'll see. I like what they're doing. They're providing a different competition for people. Again, just like I said at the beginning, I'm not saying this event sucks, don't go to it. And really, I'm only speaking for the higher level players anyway. So, and if I don't like it, and if they don't change it, guess what? Then I just won't play it. That's easy as that. I don't need to complain. I'm just going to say, maybe you could make these changes. So like cricket, maybe instead of me giving you 2 marks on every single number, I'd rather just give you a 500-point lead and then work with that. At least I feel like I can be competitive and whatever, kind of like the reverse handicap in a 1. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to talk to them. I'm sure I told them what you probably need to do is talk to like 2 or 3 of the high level players, 2 or 3 of like the mid to low tier players. Talk to like Sean and Will, because obviously they travel all over the place with USA Darts. Get a broad understanding of how people felt the event ran, how they feel about the handicaps and all that kind of stuff, because I do enjoy handicaps. Honestly, the match I won against Hammock is probably one of the more difficult matches I've ever won, because he played exceptionally well both days, but I just fortunately was able to turn it up. I think I shot a 6-6 in the final, and that was, again, we'll go over, just like I talked about the one remote match where, the guy started 9 mark on me. Leg 3 of the first set against him, same thing. I think he has a mark and everything, and he just trip, and it's essentially leg over. I haven't even thrown a dart yet. And I think that's what I don't like about it is it's kind of like college football. I don't watch college football. I don't enjoy it. Uh, it just feels like, okay, cool. It's first game of the season. Okay, damn, we lost. All right, better luck next year. Like it's like one loss, it just ruined. I know that they've got like the playoff system now, which alleviates some of that problem. But I don't care. I don't like the feeling of I haven't even thrown a dart yet, and I already feel like I lost. I get it because people probably feel that way while they're playing me. But if I'm bluntly honest, I've busted my ass to get to where I am, and I don't want to just hand things over on a silver platter, especially again when this is kind of my job. So, um, anyway, surprisingly, I feel like I've been talking forever. And by the way, I gotta get a haircut. I'm kind of letting it grow out and then get a cut near the end of the month. But don't need this to go on any longer. Like I said, I think the EDC folks have something great as far as providing something different. They're doing nightly events. I used to play the remote daily tournaments way back in the day when I was living closer to Charlotte. Um, they're good. They gives people something to do. And again, people like to play me, but they don't always like to get beat up. They want to feel like they got competitive. And yeah, I know. I'm sure they're aware that yeah, okay, I know you gave me X's on everything, but they got those marks for a reason. They still had to work for their win. I just need for my personal interest in participating a little bit more, I need to feel like I can be competitive too. If my opponent plays well, I can't win. Pretty much, unless I'm absolutely perfect. And just like I mentioned earlier, sometimes I can be perfect and it still doesn't matter. I want to make it to where I want to have an event where if they play well, I can still play well and still be competitive and win. I don't want a situation where I'm handing losses or handing wins away. Just like, I'm sure they don't want to do that either. So, uh, I just want to make it more competitive for everybody involved because I would love to do these things. I know people, like I said, talking to them. Uh, every time I play the remote stuff, I'll get the messages from the people I played. They really enjoy playing me, and I want to enjoy playing as well. So, like I said, I know that most of it was generally kind of negative from kind of like my perspective on whether I enjoyed it or not. But it's got potential, and like I said, we're gonna have some chats and we're gonna see uh, what we can do to help make them bigger and better and all that stuff. So, and like I said, if you're interested in me kind of talking through the math and strategies of me starting with a reverse handicap, me starting at say 601 versus 501 where I'm starting or they're starting, or these cricket matches where I'm giving marks and what my mindset of when I'm aggressive, when I lay it play safe. I'll have that video out. I think there are 4 matches. One, two, three. Yeah, there's going to be 4 matches that we'll go through. I don't know how long the video is going to be. Like I said, I'm gonna set it to like 1.5 to 2 times speed to kind of get through it kind of quickly. But yeah, so we'll talk through those 4 matches if you're interested in kind of seeing what my mindset and perspective is on those matches. And yeah, so cool. Well, I'm gonna jump off of here. I think Bo Greaves just won her match, so I'm gonna hit the practice board, put up the match either on this TV or that TV, and I'm gonna watch these guys kick some ass. And I know everybody loves Paul and Jason. Jason is I've said it for years. I think he's our most underrated player. Every time someone's talking about who do you think is the best, I don't think his name gets mentioned nearly enough. And I think he's kind of shown. I know he's had a little bit of a down year, or at least inconsistent year, kind of like I did. But he's obviously picking it up, doing really well. So I hope to see him in the final. And if not, it'll be really cool to see Paul there. And then I know Shane is probably the heavy favorite, and I think he became the heavy favorite once Jimmy Van Shee went out. But I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see how they go. All right. Thanks, everybody. See ya.